is up, YouTube? Today's a big day because it's the last training day of the current phase that I am in. Now it's less amount of volume, trying to go as heavy as possible. I also have not really been taking pre-workout recently, so we're gonna jack myself up today because we gotta hit a PR for this phase. I don't even know what flavor it is. Doesn't say. I think it's grape. Fatherhood fuel.
Fatherhood fuel.
That's what I need after 3 months of not sleeping. On the way to the gym, I have something excited to show you guys, so come with me. All right, so I don't always talk about this very frequently, but I'm a large car enthusiast, and I got a new vehicle, which I am very excited about. I don't know if I would call it my favorite car, but it's pretty darn close. One of my favorite cars to drive. If I can get out of here. I had the privilege of driving some pretty sick cars, I cannot lie. One of them being my GT3 manual. Get the blood flowing. Stick shift just made me love with it. I still suck at driving manual, but being able to drive a manual car is so fun. And this is probably, I don't even know what to say, but it's just a sick car. So I'm gonna show you guys the reveal of this beautiful masterpiece right now. This is my hell yeah moment. You either are looking at this fired up right now watching it or being like, why the fuck did you buy a Honda? And if you don't know, and if you've never seen Fast and Furious, first of all, get a TV, watch Fast and Furious. This is the car that Johnny Tran drove.
Too soon, Junior.
His was black, a lot more souped up than this, but it's probably the most fun car that you can buy for under $30,000. It's like perfectly balanced because the hood is really long and the car is short. So it's like 50-50, almost exactly weight distribution on it. So it drives like a literal go-kart because it's so little, and it's a convertible. And if you drive this with the top up, you're just not cool. It's meant to drive with a convertible. People talk about analog cars, and a lot of modern day cars they call analog, which aren't truly analog, which pretty much just needs like bare bones, super simple, raw driving experience. And this thing, if you take a peep inside, there's nothing there. There's no buttons, there's nothing on the dash. There's a little compartment to open up and everything is just blank. You can change your AC. And other than that, it's a stick shift, emergency brake, and just a beautiful car. So I have a lot of fucking fun driving this. So this is what we're gonna be taking to the gym today. Drinking some pre-workout and getting jacked up for this chest workout. All right, so last dumbbell press day. Like I said, the goal, if I can hit the 140s, that's great. I really should buy some dumbbells with 5-pound increments because now that I'm actually tracking my weights, jumping from 10 pounds to 10 pounds is a lot more difficult. But I actually feel pretty good today. Driving with the top down on a hot day in Tennessee. Don't even need to warm up in the gym because you're just sweating buckets on the way to the gym. So ready to rock. I'm doing incline dumbbell press, supersetting with pull-ups, but there's a minute and a half rest in between, so it's not really a rest. It's just like a series compilation with a good amount of rest in between. The beauty of progressing in a strength phase is my first workout of this phase was a set of 10, a set of 6, 6, 6, 6 to get the coordination down to the movement because I haven't done these in a while. The last week, this week, is 3 sets of 6, which like there are a few things more ideal as a bodybuilder, powerlifter, someone who likes to lift, than doing 2 to 3 sets of 6 reps. That's just like creme de la creme. The goal of these, because I'm weakest in the top end range of the motion, do that quarter rep. When I was doing the neutral grip pull-ups the other half of the week, the goal is to stop for like a half second and lower the eccentric, so I'm controlling that top end of the rep. Here, I'm doing a quarter rep with overhand grip, just to really accentuate that part where I'm weakest, because I can pull myself at the bottom, but when I get to that final like quarter of the rep, I always slow down. So, trying to build that up.
You get like hyped in between sets when you're lifting heavy weight?
Sometimes a little bit if I'm about to hit a weight that I haven't hit in a long time, like these. I feel like that's where I had less love for training, is when I was like weak and injured and coming back and trying to fix this and rebuild this, and it was just a lull of like 6 months of like everything is barely increasing. I'm not doing heavy weights. I'm so much weaker than I was in the past. You come to the gym, you're like, oh, you miss that like feeling of strong. And especially when I have been sleeping horribly, because Bradley's been sleeping horribly, you never feel like energized and good in the gym. But pre-workout's hitting pretty good right now, and I feel pretty strong. So if I move these 140s, even for one set, I'll be happy. Nope. I got 5 reps, which was healthy. I did 2 sets of 130s last week for 6. So my guess would have been that 135 would have been my right weight this week. Probably pretty accurate. I probably could have got 1 set at the 6 reps. But real men don't have 5-pound increments, they only have 10-pound increments. So jumped ahead, lost a rep, still very happy with that. That's pretty much a 30% progression in the last 4 weeks in my incline dumbbell press, which is only that crazy because a year ago I was doing the 150, so it was stuff coming back, not just building new strength. A lot easier to rebuild strength than to build it in the first place. All right, last set. Let's go for a bonus. Felt a little spicy, so I did a double PR there. 130s for 7, 140s for 5. Excellent peaking of this phase. All right, second series, I'm doing some decline dumbbell press. Decline is historically my worst thing for my shoulders. My shoulder's in a better place right now, so working through it with a little bit of lighter weight, doing a 1 1/4 rep, because I'm getting that deep stretch in a much different position in that decline motion. It's a crazy shoulder stretch, pec minor, all the stuff that's very tight on me. I'm doing 1 1/4 reps here, not super heavy, supersetting it with a neutral grip cable row. There's something about feeling strong. When you jump back in, even if I hadn't trained for a year and I could still move the 140s, I wouldn't feel strong. Something about just holding weight in your body, just feeling good, moving it with a little bit of strength. I haven't felt that for a while, so it feels good to have that power surging through my veins again. Oh God, these are heavy. Pick up. All right, so last little thing I'm doing, not the most exciting, but my workouts have been structured with compound strength, a little bit of adjustment around building strength, mobility, some weak points of mine for the second series. Last series is something a lot more structural balance focused. So I'm doing this Bosu ball Powell raise with holds in the middle of it, but just teaching my shoulder blades to stay retracted and down in the right place through that range of motion. And I threw in a little biceps because you can never train too much biceps. You know, why not? But last little bit of this workout, and then I'll let you guys know what's coming for the next phase. The next couple weeks is pulling back a little bit on that intensity. It's a little bit more volume. I'm going to be doing like chest and triceps, back and biceps, a little bit more bodybuilding stuff mixed in there, just to make sure I'm not getting skinny over time. Everybody experiences this. I tend to experience it a little bit more, especially right now in the season where my recovery sucks and I'm not sleeping great. But if you're constantly pushing too hard and specifically doing it in the same movements, that's when you're more likely to get injured. Because you have something that's a little bit off, it's a little tweaked, and you're kind of hitting it every week a little bit more, and you don't really realize in 1 week it's like, I hurt myself, and I don't know why. Often it's been progressing for a while. So being able to do phases where you push up to a certain point, specific movements get stronger, pull back for a little bit, and then go back into another phase where you're building on similar but different movements, different ranges of motion, different tempo, different strength curves, whatever it may be, allows you to keep progressing and getting stronger without injuring yourself. So that's the goal of what this is. I'll be explaining in a future video what's coming exactly in the next phase, and I'll be running you through that. But for now, that's all I got.